Well, everyone, iOS 16 has just officially came out today, so let's take a look at it on the iPhone 8 that I have here. Now, I've actually installed iOS 16 on pretty much all the iPhones that I've owned that support it, and I can definitely tell you it's been a rocky road, but I will say the end of iOS 16, the last couple betas, have been a pretty good experience that I'm really happy about. Now, within iOS 16, the main preface, I would recommend waiting, but I'll get to that in a later bit of the video. There's a couple cool features if you haven't already known. We now have the ability of customizing our lock screen, which on the iPhone 8, this is the oldest supported iPhone. It actually handles it pretty well. So you can now hold down on the lock screen. You can now go ahead and add different lock screens if you want to. You can also delete them by swiping up. That was one cool feature they added finally after a few betas. But customizing them, you can actually go ahead. I don't know if you can't customize the current lock screens you have, which is weird. You have to keep adding a new one, which is very strange. But you can add tons of different widgets. You can customize your wallpaper. You can go and hold it down here and add all sorts of different widgets, which is really cool. I'm sure most of you have already seen this, but that is something that's really awesome that our iPhones pretty much now support, which is really cool. Now, if you want to delete them, you can always swipe up, which is really cool. Some notifications also come up at the bottom now, which is cool, instead of being stopped at the center. And there's live notifications too, which is really cool. Now, hopping out of here, another cool thing that Apple actually ended up bringing is the ability of connecting Joy-Cons to our specific iPhone. So before we could do, Xbox controllers and PS4 controllers, now we can do Joy-Cons. There's also the ability of seeing our battery life for iPhones that have notches. If you have an iPhone 10 or newer, you can now see your battery life on the top right corner, which is cool. iPhone 8's pretty much always supported it. But the biggest thing is probably within iMessage. So within iMessages, we basically now have the ability of not only unsending iMessages, which is cool, but we also have the ability of editing and even unreading iMessages that we've already seen, which is so crazy. You can always hold down a message here, and let's say I send something, I don't even know, I think there's a time period of which, you can send it, so it says, okay, whatever, I guess there's no iMessage I haven't enabled, but essentially, you basically have the ability of editing sent iMessages up to a certain period of time. You can unsend them. There's so many cool things within iMessage now, which I'm really happy about. There's so many cool things within iMessage now that I'm so happy about. So that is another really cool thing that Apple actually ended up bringing. You also have the ability of using your iPhone as a webcam if your iPhone supports that, which is really cool. So you can use that as a webcam on your Mac and other products as well. Now, the main question I'm going to get is one, battery life, and two, should you even update? One, for the battery life standpoint, I have seen my battery life get exponentially better on all the betas that I ran, which was really cool. So if you're rocking a beta, if you plan on rocking one in the future, just know it's not going to be better battery life than iOS 15 probably at first, but it will get better throughout time, which is really nice. Now the third question is, or second question, should you install iOS 16? Now to answer that, I will definitely tell you, I would recommend waiting out as long as you can to update the software. This is the oldest supported iPhone right now, so if any iPhone is going to have a bad experience, it is probably going to be this one. So what I would recommend doing is just kind of waiting out. Don't update to iOS 16 just yet. Stay on the official version you're at now in iOS 15, and I would recommend staying there for as long as you can. And then maybe when iOS 16.1 or 16.0.1 comes out, feel free to update at that point. But other than that, I think iOS 16 is probably worth waiting for. You can wait until it gets a little bit more stable, but I think it's definitely gotten better through the last several betas. So that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, till then.